This is a romance scam on steroids. We have not seen one like this in recent history.
It's a shocking alleged love scam spanning 2 countries with bombshell twists. The woman at the center of it all, accused of luring men in their 60s and 70s on dating apps, drugging them, stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
4 victims identified in the indictment. 2 of the 4 are from Nevada. 3 of the 4 are deceased.
Okay, so today we're going to be looking at recent news of romance scam and this lady who basically deleted her victims, but for some reason they are calling her a scammer, but in reality she's the next, I don't know, Jason Voorhees or whoever serial killer you know. Before I begin, please consider liking, subscribing, and let's go back to the video.
Scams, fraud, and even those that use dating apps are nothing new. But this particular case, this was jaw-dropping.
It's folks that are out looking for love that ran into something far more sinister and that never intended to get involved with somebody in this way.
43-year-old Aurora Phelps of Las Vegas is sitting behind bars in Mexico awaiting extradition. The dual U.S.-Mexican citizen is accused of using multiple aliases, traveling between her 2 homes in Las Vegas and Guadalajara to allegedly target her victims.
Sorry for pausing immediately, but first of all, if you've ever been to Vegas, most of the women there are working women. So by working women, you know the type of what I'm talking about. They sell their body. So if you ever been to Las Vegas, I do not know why you would believe that most of those women there want actual relationship, especially on the Vegas Strip. But let's continue.
Whether or not she had help, we don't know. It remains an active, ongoing investigation.
The FBI says the alleged scammer used dating apps like Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, and others. And investigators say from July 2021 to December 2022, Phelps met several men, sometimes drugging them, then accessing their financial and other accounts without their knowledge and consent.
So what's somewhat unique about this particular romance scam is the level of intrusiveness, meeting the victim, drugging the victim, and now they're inside their house, the person's incapacitated. I've not really heard of a scam that gets this personal and this deep, and in particular, this devious.
Have you ever been to Colombia? Have you never seen videos from Colombia where the women there, they go like they're dating you and then you get the, what do they call it? Scolopamine or yeah, that drug, the devil's breath. Then you wake up and everything is gone. So I don't know why this FBI agent does not know these things happen. These things happen everywhere, mostly like in Latin America, in Colombia and stuff. People get dragged all the time. You get dragged and they steal from you. So I don't know why he's very shocked that it happened in Las Vegas or wherever it happened.
Among the charges so far, multiple counts of wire fraud, bank fraud, identity theft, and 1 count of kidnapping resulting in death. Prosecutors say that Phelps kidnapped, abducted, and carried away one of her victims and held him for ransom.
We believe Phelps kidnapped one of these victims by heavily sedating him and pushing him across the U.S.-Mexico border in a wheelchair due to his inebriated state. Phelps then took him to a hotel room in Mexico City where the victim was found dead.
The indictment also says that Phelps allegedly got into one of her victims' E-Trade accounts and sold Apple stock worth approximately $3.3 million and unsuccessfully attempted to remove the $3.3 million.
Of the 4 alleged victims, according to the FBI, there's some overlap on Phelps's part. That while she was swindling and using the credit cards of one alleged victims, she was preying upon another and doing the same.
One of her alleged victims survived, the FBI saying he suffered a coma.
The one living victim mentioned in the indictment survived and emerged from a coma after Phelps administered large amounts of prescription sedatives to him over the course of a week.
Romance scams are big time unreported. The FTC estimates that the loss in 1 year from romance scams is over $1 billion. And so who else out there has died, has been scammed.
While the FBI continues their investigation into Phelps, other Americans are speaking out about being scammed in non-lethal ways by online love fraudsters.
Okay, so this lady was in her 40s. I think she's 43, and she was dating older men, 60s, I don't know, 70s. And I think they both knew what they wanted from each other, because I don't think at 60 or 70 you think that a younger lady really loves you. Like unless you are very naive, you've been naive for your whole life to think that a younger lady really loves you that much to want to date you. But she clearly was in it for the money, and I guess she also had other intentions, because she tried to cash in $3 million worth of stocks immediately after selling, which means clearly she doesn't know anything about trading if she thought she could just sell and deposit, I don't know, 3 something straight into her bank. She is quite not serious as a serious criminal, if she was to be a criminal. Now we're gonna look at another video also of her husband saying, I had no idea. He had no idea that his wife was on Tinder and Hinge and doing all these things with old men. But let's continue with this video.
Like Julie Erickson.
He was a very, very good-looking man. I was attracted to him.
Julie was looking for love online and found it with a man named Mark, who told her he was working overseas. They would email and talk on the phone for hours, Mark eventually asking her for money. In the end, Julie telling my colleague Aurora Phelps she lost nearly $500,000 to this online scammer.
$500,000. It's the basic old Nigerian prince trick, you know, where you meet someone, they say they're Nigerian prince or whatever. But in this case, I guess it was much better executed, because first, whenever you meet someone and they say, I'm in another country working abroad, red flag. If they say, could you send me money, red flag. Because why would you do all that unless it's for scamming? So you should really watch out for your grandmas and your parents, because they are the ones who can easily fall prey to this, sending $500,000 to some stranger. Probably, let me stop my rambling. Let's go back.
Crushing. Absolutely crushing. I was suicidal. I cried a lot.
Have you ever found out who the real Mark is?
No. Tried, but never have.
Another romance scam victim, Liza Likens.
He wrote a message that he was getting ready to retire and he was looking for someone to get married and be his partner.
Telling my colleague Ashin Singh she was duped by a man named Donald who used false promises and fear tactics to trick her.
How much money did you actually end up sending?
$1,023,000.
Man, I should not be laughing because she's a victim, but that's ridiculous. Like, when do you stop? Like, the first 50,000, I'll be like, oh wow, this is something is up here. You keep sending up to $1 million. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, wow. People just watch over your grandparents and your parents. That's all I can say, because, man, this is sad.
In reality, the man calling himself Donald stole this man's photo and pretended to be him. At one point, Donald told Liza to send him $250,000 in bail money because he got arrested while transporting a safe he said was filled with $700 million in gold and cash.
This is the one that when he told me they had taken him to prison in Spain, and he said this was taken from the prison on a break, and it's him holding a Post-it, and one of his nicknames for me was Lulu.
You had no doubts about this photo?
Nope. I thought it was real.
In Aurora Phelps' case, large sums of cash are also central. The indictment noting that she allegedly transferred money multiple times from one victim's bank account into her own account and her husband's bank account.
Hold up. So the husband was in it then. The husband was in it, even though in this next video we're gonna watch, the husband says he had no idea, because where the husband is not gonna ask, where did this 50,000 come from? You just deposited in my account. Like, that's quite obvious. This is just a team effort, husband and wife. They're working together, using the wife as bait, and probably the husband is the one doing her pictures even on those websites. But I'm sure something is going to come up. More information will come up as the days go by.
Another one of Phelps' alleged victims was found by police on the bathroom floor of his home in Mexico. If convicted on every charge, Phelps could face a maximum sentence of life behind bars. She's also facing robbery and kidnapping charges in Mexico, authorities saying she was using the same methods in Mexico to target men. And the FBI is now asking for help in identifying any other potential victims.
Okay, so let's look at the other video that was talking about the husband saying that, I have no clue, man, I'm innocent, I didn't do nothing. Let's go.
Hey, good morning, Michael. The FBI says Aurora Phelps orchestrated the most sinister romance scam they've ever seen. Now they're telling us they're investigating whether the deaths of her victims was a byproduct of all the drugs she allegedly dosed them with, or whether she intended to murder them all along. This morning, the FBI is investigating whether Aurora Phelps, the suspect behind what authorities are calling a romance scam on steroids, wasn't just after her victims' money, but their lives too.
Does the FBI believe that she intended to kill them by drugging them, or that was just part of how she was able to get the money out of them?
If you have one or two victims, maybe there's, an accident. In the 20 plus years I've been in the FBI, you start to rack up number of victims and the number of bodies, you certainly start to suspect and want to look into, is there more nefarious intent?
Authorities say Phelps would lure older men in their 60s and 70s on dating apps, drug them, steal their identities, then their money, buying gold coins, plane tickets, hotel rooms, motorcycles. She would even kidnap them, says the FBI.
We believe Aurora Phelps deliberately drugged someone in the United States, put him on a plane with her, flew to Southern California, and then put him in a wheelchair and pushed him physically across the U.S.-Mexico border, then got on another plane, went to Mexico City, checked him into a hotel room, and we know that that victim was later found dead a few hours later.
She's been indicted on 21 counts, including kidnapping leading to death. The FBI says her alleged crime spree dates back to at least 2019.
Certainly actual losses, likely in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and intended losses, millions of dollars.
That as her husband, William Phelps, telling the LA Times that his wife was on the phone a lot, and he now wonders what she was doing. We've known each other for 14 years, he said, and she's never shown a sign or an ounce of this. If she did do it, damn, she put one over on me.
You're a damn liar. That's all I can say. You are a damn liar, William Phelps, because your wife is there talking to these grandpas about how much she loves them long time, and send me money, and you're claiming you did not hear any conversations. Plus, old people don't have filter. They're just gonna say whatever dirty thing comes into their mind. I'm pretty sure they were saying dirty things straight to her, because most old people don't have filter. So a 60 or 70-year-old man is not gonna be going around the bush and everything. They're just gonna say exactly what they want from her, and she's gonna be responding on the phone, oh, and they're laughing, oh, papi, and all those things. Come on now, Mr. William Phelps. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be arrested soon, because you are the one probably who took these pictures and posted online. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so really that's the video. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And of course, share this on all the networks. I'll see ya.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!